Can the language of human dignity and the common home reshape public opinion on nuclear disarmament?
So the words human dignity and nuclear disarmament are very closely connected. One strong reason is that I participated in this conference mostly in the working group sessions with faith group representatives in interfaith dialogue. So we had a very heated discussion, and everyone was representing their own rich tradition from their faith community. But after 2 days of discussions, we reached a unanimous consensus that human dignity is something every faith tradition can cherish. So there is an absolutely critical and urgent necessity for a comprehensive international network that can strongly voice and significantly expand the global appeal for the total abolition of all weapons of mass destruction, such as nuclear weapons or lethal autonomous weapon systems. I truly believe we need all faith communities to unite together in solidarity for this cause. Therefore, deeply treasuring the inherent value of human dignity is a fundamental and indispensable cornerstone in successfully achieving this goal. That's what I truly learned and what I feel confident about.
What do you think? Is the abolition of nuclear weapons a fundamental obligation of humanity?
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment and feel entirely confident in that position. The reason for this is that as practicing Buddhists, we perceive the fundamental origin of nuclear weapons as stemming directly from an overwhelming and devastating insensitivity toward our shared humanity, and a deeply concerning absolute deficiency of accountability toward the global human family.
How should faith communities speak about AI and nuclear weapons?
Yes. With the extraordinarily fast-paced evolution of artificial intelligence, we share the exact same deep-seated anxieties and worries as we do with the proliferation of nuclear weaponry, primarily because of the potential risks involved. Let me just say that, from my perspective, I see the fundamental original motivation for humans to develop science and technology is to effectively reduce and significantly minimize physical pain and arduous, time-consuming labor, ultimately to enhance our daily lives and make them far more comfortable for everyone. But deep within this fundamental and original human desire, we tend to quite unconsciously fall into a complex trap where our modern civilization becomes what is often called a painless civilization. This is a society that constantly tries to avoid any form of discomfort or suffering. While that may initially sound like a good thing, the idea that you can live your life entirely without pain and with much more comfort, it carries deeper implications for our humanity. But the dangerous trap with this growing trend is that it gradually desensitizes humans, making us increasingly insensitive to the profound pain and suffering of others as well. Consequently, it further isolates individuals and deeply divides humanity as a whole. That is the fundamental root evil of autonomous AI weapons, which remove the essential human element of empathy from the battlefield entirely.
So what practical steps should governments and the international community as a whole begin implementing now to reduce global nuclear risks?
So we have collaborated extensively with our international organizations and various institutions to actively advocate for and promote the adoption of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, commonly known as the TPNW. And our ultimate objective is to ensure its full implementation through to the very end, so that we can finally achieve the total and permanent elimination of all nuclear weapons. So that conviction and pledge, that commitment remains unchanged. But also, in addition, as you mentioned, we will face new challenges, such as autonomous weapons. And because we see the same fundamental ethical and moral challenge, our organization is now preparing a new statement against such new technologies and new weapons as well. So we will make an appeal, an international appeal, to unite people who share the same mindset.
If you had to deliver one message to the younger generation about the nuclear danger facing humanity today, what would it be?
Yes. I vividly remember when I once heard a Hiroshima Hibakusha survivor speak so powerfully. She said that the very ultimate essence of true peace education is the power of human imagination. In the Japanese language, the profound word for imagination is deeply rooted in a unique sensitivity toward others. So one might wonder, how can you truly make someone else's deep pain feel as if it were your very own? This complex emotional process really depends on a lifelong journey of education and empathy. But this doesn't mean it's limited only to school education. When I talk about education, I place more emphasis on learning rather than teaching. So education must be a mutual learning process, whether it's providing information or receiving new information. We support and collaborate with one another to deepen our collective understanding and further enrich our shared philosophical perspectives. That is the true enduring value of education. We really want to continue to uphold and pass down this vital legacy of education to foster a lasting foundation of global peace for the next generation. Actually, at this conference, I noticed that Italian youth initiated a nuclear abolition exhibition. It's called Senza Atomica. It was initiated and is being driven by the younger generation in Italy. So this is already happening, and I would like to support this youth initiative to expand internationally.
How can the platform help free the world from nuclear weapons?
By actively sharing these same deep concerns and collectively recognizing the very same root problems, the act of sharing their mutual understanding really broadens and significantly strengthens the overall unity of all humanity as well. So that will be the strongest weapon in responding to the challenge posed by nuclear weapons. Yes.
How can civil society and the media help rebuild momentum for nuclear abolition?
That's a very good question. I believe that the role of the media is absolutely vital and indispensable, and I truly hope that the media also dedicates significant attention to highlighting the moral and ethical challenges we face, in addition to the complex political narratives and broader economic messages, which are also undeniably significant in their own right. But civil society inspiring ordinary people and bringing their power into this process is also essential, and that's something the media can help achieve. Also, as members of civil society, we do our best through educational processes to achieve the same goal. Thank you.
Thank you very much.